Hey, it's Yashel. So I've seen a lot of you guys explaining your DMT experiences. I wanted to explain to you mine. But before I do, I just wanted you to know that in explaining your story, you're basically translating everything you see, hear, and experience from another dimension. There's no English language there. It's literally you communicate through, it's a telepathic communication. And sometimes it seems like so much information that you just don't, you think you can't communicate it. But the best way to communicate it in this dimension, when you come back here, is to explain the images that you see and the feelings that you feel. Numbers, if you see any patterns, if you smell something, if you hear some kind of music, try to explain it as best you can, but give us a picture to go off. Don't just try to be like, don't just be like, oh, I was so scared. It was a whole bunch of fear and all my emotions were intensified and it was the greatest experience and yet the worst at the same time. And it was amazing. It was, I don't, like, what is that? You know what I'm saying? But I understand y'all is giving you all visions and stuff, but you're doing the whole community a service when you explain it with images. Okay. So my DMT experience, oh my God, where do I start? It is a lot of information. I don't even know where to start. Oh my God. Okay. So I have to give these to you like not in sequences as it happened from the beginning to the end because I really don't know. I'm just going to give you the stories that stuck out to me the most. I was on my way to work, and before I got to work, my husband drove me to work that day because I was going in and out of dimensions. We were basically speaking telepathically. He says he remembers some of this stuff. I don't know, but when we get to the job, my hand, I have this soda in my hand. And the can slammed down 3 times, okay? It said, bam, bam, bam. The drink spilled everywhere. It was a Gatorade, actually. It spilled everywhere. My husband's freaking out. This is before I go into the dimension. Or DMT land, whatever you want to call it. Heaven, whatever. Or to be with the creator. Soon as I did that, my right hand went over my right eye. And the whole idea was to not let in this light because the voice that I was hearing, it was in my husband's voice, but it was telepathically. It's weird. But the whole idea was I couldn't let in this light because I needed to see the real light. So it was like a compass. It had a triangle. I had to focus on the compass and the triangle. And then every time I moved like maybe a ½ inch to the right. It was like I was going counterclockwise. I mean, I was going clockwise, but every time, the way I was moving, the way the situation was, it seemed like everything was counterclockwise or no time at all. I know a lot of people on DMT say that, but it's so real. It's the truth. My boss gets out. He sees us struggling. I can't get out the car. I'm stuck. I can't move. I lose control of every single muscle in my body. The only thing that I could control was my hand over my right eye. I had to press it down. I couldn't let any light from this dimension in. That's the only thing that I could control. Everything else was just like somebody was moving me, like I was getting hacked, like I was like a computer program or something. So I'm looking up at this golden compass. It's like a circle and a triangle. And it had the compass. It was basically let me know that when you get lost, look for the compass and I'll move you to the next thing that you had to do next. I didn't know what I was supposed to do next. I was stuck. My boss was staring at me. My boss's wife was staring at me. And I'm supposed to be out the car shooting a video for my clients. My husband's freaking out. I mean, he's just like, so I'm stuck for all this time. Eventually, the ambulance come. The ambulance come and they put me on a stretcher. But in order to put me on the stretcher, they would have to remove my hand. So they literally pried my hand away from me, and I'm like, oh my God, what are you doing? Don't do that. Oh, real quick, every time I turn the compass, it will tell me, oh, this is why this person's in your life. This is what this person's here for. This is like basically like they were all actors, and they were acting in this big production. And I'll call him Yah, but it was really my husband. But my husband's voice. But anyway, y'all was moving me around and showing me different things, telling me different ideas, which I can't really recall a lot of them. But it was important information that I really needed to know to move me to the next step in my life. So I'm on the hospital bed. As soon as I'm on the ambulance, the gurney. As soon as the people come and remove my hand, I go into convulsions. I can't breathe. I can't move. I don't even want to say like crawl up in a ball, because it wasn't me doing this. It felt like I was going to die if somebody didn't do something. So the ambulance people, they didn't even know what to do, man. They're just sitting there staring at me. And I'm like, you so-called professionals, get over here and save my life. So my husband stepped in and he laid his hands on me. And he said the Lord's Prayer. As soon as he said the Lord's Prayer, I swear, I'm not even like super religious. Like, I love y'all. I know there's a creator, grand architect, but I'm not religiously, I'm not into religion, I just want the truth. So anyway, that's another story. Okay. So as soon as my husband prays for me, my hand goes right back over my right eye again. And I'm like trying to press it on the other side to make sure no light gets in. Okay. So it seems to be fine, but I was so scared. I didn't know what was going on. It was a lot of fear. And then y'all's voice kept telling me this: your royalty, sit like a queen. Don't do anything until I tell you to do it. Just sit there. If you get confused, if you get afraid, just sit in this queenly position. That was my only job. That's all I had to do. And so my hand was kind of turned up as if I was holding some kind of, whatever them queens hold, some kind of spear or something, or not spear, but some kind of tool that was very important. It was like really powerful tool, whatever it was. So as I was sitting in my queen position, I'll call it, man, they put on that radio, and this music was so beautiful. This was regular songs that we hear on the radio. I was listening to these songs on the way to the hospital, and it sounded like I can hear, like they had higher frequencies, they had lower frequencies, it sounded more complete, more full. The sound